We are back in the garage again, and it is time for a massive update. I think this will be the biggest update on the car since the original SR20 swap. So it's been a long time since I've made an update, and a lot has been accomplished on the car since the last video. I know in the last video I still had the head off the block. I had just gotten the turbo situation figured out, new turbo, and that was kind of it. And as you can see, since then, I've gotten a lot more done on the car. So let's go over everything. First try turning it over since I put all that stuff in there. Hopefully it works good. Just trying to prime oil right now. I left something unplugged. Okay, I now have the starter hooked up. New to me, guess you need those. So now we should get a little more action. Make sure it's in neutral, wiggle that 30 times. Nothing. Okay, so, nothing sounds horrible yet. Take 3. Come on, baby. So the battery is dying. So I have the fuel system hooked up again. There's now fuel in the rail. I have my coils and injector hooked up, or coils, coil pack and igniter hooked up. Sorry, I'm getting a little flustered. This is a very nervous moment for anybody in this position. I think I'm just going to send it and see if it pops over and see if I got oil pressure once she kicks to life. If it kicks to life. Oh, there it is. Oh, oh man. Are you kidding? it's just gonna run? It's not gonna run, but it's gonna start. Take 4. We know it runs. Oh. Take 5. Oh, I love it. Spring is here. Cover your car, Marcus. Yes! Yes! As you guys just saw, the car is running, driving, turnkey. I could start it right now. It's not running the greatest. I'll cover that a little bit later in the video, but it is, as far as, you know, starting, driving around, I can go drive the car right now. But let's dive a little deeper into what makes the setup to where it is. We have the Neo VVL head on the roller rocker bottom end, like I was talking about doing in the last video. I do have the SuperTech intake and exhaust valves in there, like I went over in the last video. I have now basically a totally different fuel setup from last year. Last year I was running 630cc injectors. This year I have 875s in there. I also have a different fuel rail. I now have a Tarks fuel rail in there. I have full -6 fuel lines from the sending unit all the way up to the front and back, feed and return. You can see I have an Inteltronics window switch box to activate my VVL. There is the new turbo. Same On3 Performance wastegate. Now I have the On3 Performance turbo as well. It's a 61mm T3. All right, so closer look at the Tarks fuel rail here. It comes set up for like short, stubby, half-length injectors. As you can see with these brackets up there. But I have like the full length injectors, so I just had to add that spacer in there, and it fits perfectly, no issues as far as its seating, no leaks or nothing. So I have my fuel injector connection, Signature Series, 875 Siemens Deka injectors in there. All of my welding and fabrication on anything on the turbo system, all my intercooler piping, my turbo manifold, my down pipe or side pipe or whatever, my up pipe for my wastegate, everything was done by TDO Performance. I will tag his Instagram. I'll put his Instagram in the description. Definitely go ahead and give him a follow, because as you can see, he does good work. And I know I've showed you guys the turbo manifold in previous videos. As you can see, there is a new wheel setup on the car. Well, it's the same old wheels on the back, but I have new wheels, new tires on the front. I have all four, but I did not like the way it fit in the back with my extended control arms. So until I change something there, I'm just running them in the front for now. But it is a 15x8 Motegi Racing MR146. It's a brand new wheel. It just came out, I think, in November of last year. So I would have to say it's probably one of the first B13s on this wheel, and it looks great. It's a exact spec to the RPF 1 in 15x8. It's a 35 offset, I think I want to say, or no, a 28 offset. I'm sorry, 28 offset. So exact to what the RPF 1s would be in the 15x8, I believe, if I remember from the research I was doing. Much heavier than the RPF 1s, but as far as an aesthetic option, I love them. And then as far as the tire goes, it's a Kumo Exta V720, I think, or V710. V720. So much stickier tire setup than last year. It's also a much larger tire. It's a 225/45. I was on a 205/45 last year. So these tires, I haven't really gone on it too much to really see, but I would imagine these tires are going to hook way better than the previous. The last thing I need to cover on the car real quick, I mentioned in previous videos a bunch of times and earlier in this video that I'm going to be getting the math out of here soon, and also that it's just not running tip-top. I've gone ahead and finally gotten a full standalone ECU for the car. I went ahead and went with an EMU Classic. So still obviously do not have this in the vehicle yet, but once I get that in the car, which should not be too much longer, I'm gonna go for a professional dyno tune, and this thing should be running better than it ever has before. That is basically it. I'm gonna go ahead and just give this thing a quick little startup so you guys can hear it one last time, and that'll be it. So as you can hear, it is idling very smoothly. Right at 800 RPMs. As you can see, there's more oil pressure than this car has ever seen in its entire life. Got a little less than 80 PSI right now. There's a brand new factory Nissan VVL pump in this car. So there should be no oil pump or no oil pressure issues this year whatsoever. A little bit rich right now, but it is a cold start. I still do not have any idle air control set up on this car, so I'm not really going to complain for that right now. A little rich on cold startup. So that's gonna do it, guys. The SR20VET Sentra is done. Not done, but it's done. So definitely stay tuned if you guys want to see more of this thing. Like I said, Standalone ECU is coming next, and then dyno tune. So we'll see how much power this thing can make. I did go and do like a Niztune log, full third gear pull, and put it into virtual dyno, and you know, who knows how accurate that is, but it's definitely making more than it ever has before, even on the current ECU, even on my janky tuning, with no timing whatsoever in it, still made more than it ever has before. So we can only go up from here, guys. Definitely stay tuned to see more of the Sentra, and I'll see you guys next time.